There are 22 police precincts in Manhattan. One of them, in particular, is receiving an unexpected visitor.
Yeah? You got business here?
I want to make a statement about the district attorney that is missing. I want to make a confession.
What happens next unfolds quickly. Frank moves slowly. He doesn't want a nervous cop to shot by mistake. Hours later, Frank is visited by an officer trying to get his confession. The officer tells him he doesn't agree with his methods, but he respects that Frank cleans up the streets. This time, though, he went too far. Killing a district attorney could put a needle in his arm. Frank asks for a pen. He wants to write a statement. Frank writes down the events. He says he was tracking a mob member who had done terrible things, and the district attorney, Shapiro, got caught in the crossfire. That night, Frank waits for visitors. He knows how the system works, but he doesn't work with the system. Frank makes his own rules, and the Punisher's rules are written in blood. The next morning, he is assigned a lawyer. She looks tough. Frank likes that. She tells him his written confession is suicide. He won't go to prison, he'll get the death penalty. His only option now is to plead not responsible.
I am not crazy.
You wear a skull on your chest and have killed more people than cigarettes.
You are not scared of me.
For a crazy guy, you are pretty perceptive.
The trial begins like a circus, as expected. Frank isn't just anyone. The judge orders no bail. Frank's lawyer says it won't be necessary.
The defendant is not legally sane.
The judge replies that an expert will decide that. The expert is known for being tough. He has handled extreme cases, but he has never declared anyone insane. Frank's lawyer suspects something. In all her years, she has never seen a criminal so uninterested in his own trial.
I am not a criminal.
The next morning, the lawyer does her job perfectly, trying to have Frank declared insane. But a surprise witness could change everything. The witness describes how Frank killed a drug dealer without remorse. Another witness follows, explaining how the main trafficker was found tied up and injected with his own product, alive, but endlessly suffering. That proves Frank acts with planning, not just violent impulses. That night, Frank asks his lawyer for another pen. He doesn't like his. She hands him hers, but wants to see what he's writing during the trial.
What the hell is all this?
Just my to-do list.
The trial continues. The next witness is part of the mob. He explains that Frank was looking for Vincent Siglio, a man connected to organized crime, a man with a disturbing obsession with young girls. The Punisher was hunting him. When Frank couldn't find Siglio, he began slaughtering mob members. Everyone knew the only way to stop him was to hand over Siglio, but Siglio had vanished, so the killings never stopped. During recess, the lawyer tells Frank the case is getting worse. Frank asks her to delay the trial for 3 more days. She says she could call surprise witnesses, but wants to know why. Frank tells her he knows his sentence will be the death penalty. He wants to be mentally prepared. The lawyer does everything she can to help him. One of her witnesses is Matt Murdoch. Matt tries to refuse, since he once represented Frank, but legally he must testify. Matt recounts how he defended a man named Dodgeball, getting him declared innocent. That very night, Frank visited him and killed him in cold blood. Matt's testimony is long, and it buys Frank 1 extra day. Now, he just needs 1 more.
Your Honor, the defense calls as its next witness, Frank Castle.
The next day in court, Frank drops the bomb.
I did not kill Shapiro. I punished him.
Frank claimed Shapiro had deep ties with the mob, and he has proof on a password-protected website. He says he will give access to the judge, but only if he's allowed to be in the same room while the video is viewed. No leaks. While the judge watches the video of Shapiro's confession, Frank continues writing his rules. Frank tells them to put the cuffs on. He has to check his list. If you want to remember details, you have to write them down. It helps when you're in unfamiliar places, where you might get lost. The trial is exactly where Shapiro said it would be, and that's where Siglio could be found, hidden behind the witness protection program. That's why Frank couldn't find him. That's why he had to get his hands dirty, for the girls who couldn't defend themselves. In the end, Shapiro and his information did something good.